Welcome everybody to Con Culture Podcast, Superhero Comic Con edition. This is our recap of Superhero Comic Con. We had an insane Superhero Comic Con experience. I think we were all dog tired. The reason this is being recorded 1 week after and probably being released 2, maybe even 3 weeks after, depending on when I get to the edit, is because we put in so much work. Like, going to a con is one thing. Everybody gets con blues or tired from being at a con. Working a booth at a con, much less 50 feet of space that we were gifted and had access to, was exhausting. Like, I think every one of us had roles we were filling at all time. We barely got time to sit down. We're grateful for all of it. It was an awesome experience. We got to have some awesome cosplay guests, awesome judges. There's so much to cover. So that's what we're going to be going over, guys. We're going to be going over everything we experienced at Superhero Comic Con. So I'll be asking the cast some questions about their experience, what they liked, because we're going to keep it positive. Unless you do have some critiques, then bring them up, and I'll be a corporate shill and say why.
It was only 4 days.
It was still great. Yeah, it was only 4 days is my only gripe. We'll start with that. Okay, Gigi, how rough was 4 days versus 3 days?
Oh my God. Normally whenever you go to a 3-day con, you go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, you have that, like, by the end of the day, you're like,
yes.
Oh my God, one more day.
Over the hill.
I felt that on Friday. And I was like, okay, I only got one more day. And then I was like, I don't have one more day.
Nope.
Tomorrow's Saturday, which is the busiest day, and I'm already dog tired.
Yeah.
And so that was definitely eye-opening, where I see that there are other conventions here in the United States that do 4 days, 5 days. And I need to work out. I need to make it so I can withstand that, because I'm telling you that 4 days was unlike anything I'd ever experienced before at a con. I mean, I loved having 4 days of a con.
Oh, yes.
That was great. It was an extra day to be able to make content, to make memories with friends, to be able to dress up, to look at vendors and artists, and to just get to have an extra day of con experience, but also the fatigue that came after that.
Whew. It was real.
Unparalleled. And then I got sick. I caught a really bad cold. Today's the first day that I haven't been hacking up my lungs. It was rough.
Another reason why this wasn't recorded last week and it's being recorded this week, Gigi had no voice.
I literally was so sick. I finished my medication today, though. So woo.
We're good. We're safe. We're not shedding virus.
No.
What about, bro, the difference between, because you've been to cons where we did 4 days. We did 4 days in New York, but what's the difference for you between attending a con and working a con, having responsibilities, having to load up, having to drop people off, walk in the Texas heat? How is being at a con, working in a working capacity, different from guesting at 4-day cons we've done?
I'd say visiting is a lot more walking than working. Because if you think about it, you're working in a small section. You're working that 50 feet. You're not going past it until you need to. So you're more centralized. But the bad part is you miss out on a lot of cool things. So panels, seeing vendors, seeing celebrities, just walk through, But for me, I think that's the biggest difference. Is just when you're visiting a 4-day con, it's a lot more walking. And it's a lot more patience you need, because you're having to wait on other people to get through those lines, through those alleys of artists, in those lines of photos, autographs.
Oh, man, those lines get crazy long.
And even the food I think that's the biggest critique I have, is there's no easily accessibility to water or drink. You always have to stand on a huge line to get something to drink, and then you chug it in a minute, and then you're like, crap, I'm still thirsty.
Yeah, and that wasn't the case at Superhero.
Luckily not. Not. I mean, we were smart enough to get a cooler.
Well, not only that, they had several drink stations. Like, if you wanted Wild Bill's, it was right there. And they had a drink station in between you and Wild Bill's. And then they had the food court over here. And then they had another one inside the artist alley. And another one where the free celebs were. It was spread out enough.
That's one thing I always have loved about Superhero, that it feels like they really make sure that there is food and water accessible throughout the con. It's not like other cons where they have like a food court area.
Yeah.
This, they have there's not a food court. It's spread throughout. So you don't.
Yes. So you don't get congested and you're waiting 30, 40 minutes for your drink.
Bigger cons spread it out, because like when we went to New York and Chicago, there was a little like up to the cafeteria place. There was vendors down there, and then there was vendors off in some of the alleys in the corner. So I think that's the smart thing, and there's a difference. When you go to bigger cons, the layout's smarter, because they know they don't want to create a traffic jam, so it's smooth. It flows smoothly. It's a lot more walking, a lot more people, but it flows a little bit quicker than some other cons where if they centralize, like Gigi said, then everybody's traffic jamming and waiting, and then that's when frustration comes in. You're hot, you're thirsty, you're hungry.
Because there's only one place to get food.
Yeah, you get really crabby. And Trey, we mentioned celebrities a little bit there. Did you get an opportunity to meet a celebrity? Maybe want to fill us in on what's over your right shoulder? How was that experience of
I did.
lines? Were they long waits? Because at big cons, like you have to wait 45 to an hour and a half to get your autograph or photo out.
Luckily, the past few cons where I've gotten to meet somebody, the lines haven't been too bad because the folks running it like really know what they're doing, because they keep the line moving. When they set the time, that's when they go. If there's a delay, it's maybe like 10, 15 minutes, not like 2 or 3 hour delay.
Yeah.
And once you get in that line, like they're moving you. I mean, it sucks because, when you meet these celebrities, you kind of think you're going to get more of a moment with them, but it's truly like, you're getting the photo next, get the photo next. Yeah. And, but that keeps the line moving and it gets people to have that moment in that photo, which is great. And the photo here to my right, got to meet Diego Luna. And it was a bit chaotic because we thought we were actually going to meet him on Friday when we were going to be in our Star Wars cosplays, because that
makes no sense. That makes no sense. Trey.
Right. And then they were told
that was
actually
what we
your
were
photo.
Originally told.
Yeah, that's what we were told. We were told it was Friday. And so we were all dressed in the nines in our Star Wars cosplays, and then it was like, oh no, it's actually going to be Saturday. Like, oh, okay.
Perfect.
Which was still great because then we got to bring in Rory, because that was another big plus. We wanted him to be with us for that photo.
Yes.
But I was running a little late to the con that day, and I was the only one in this photo, and I'll send you the photo so you can blow it up on screen. I'm the only one in the photo not in cosplay, and Diego, such a sweetheart. Like you can hear him, like you could hear his voice when you're coming to line. Like, hello. It's like hola, buenos dias. It was speaking Spanish, speaking English to everybody. It's like he has that iconic voice. And then we come in, and he sees Rory, Gigi, and Krista in their Hello Boss cosplays. And he's taken back for a minute because, like, we got 3 imps coming in, and they looked great. And he even says, like, oh, amazing costumes. And then he sees me come in, and I look like Jake from State Farm or their stepdad. And he just gives me the little nod like, are these your children?
Good job, Unc.
Yeah, good job. Bringing your kids to meet me. And we get the photo, super nice. We walk out, and this is one of my new favorite celebrity photos right now.
It is the most awkward celebrity photo because we went in with a game plan. We had everything.
This is Dolph Lundgren all over again?
Oh, yeah.
We had it planned. I'm telling you, this is now twice where Trey has just like panicked and froze. This is what happened with Dolph. This is what happened with...
You did. You had a plan. You gave us all the thing, and then you didn't do it, and we were like...
We had a plan of where we were going to stand.
Yeah, you were going to say the thing, and then it was just like...
I'll take the fall for the first one, but for Diego, no. Everyone came in and was just starstruck by Diego.
No, because Krista and I went to stand where we were supposed to, because we were going to have Diego, and then we were going to have the guys on either side of him.
Yeah.
And then Krista and I were going to be kind of like...
in the front, like crouching, squatting.
Because we were like, there we go, then we can get a tighter shot instead of just
and
like a weird
And did they just push y'all? Did they just snap like
they
to
were
the
like,
side?
Top.
Yeah, they were like 2 on each side, and we were like, we are 2 on each side, and they're like 2 on each side, and we're like,
then,
oh my god, oh my god, and
Thank
so
you.
it was
panic.
Panic.
I just have one question. Why is Krista crouching? She's already low to the ground.
How dare you?
Just asking.
This is true.
How dare just because you're a freaking giant.
Oh man,
doesn't mean that I'm short.
But to go back to the celebrity photos, like as cringy as ours is and hilarious, and as much as I love it, I loved seeing everyone else's celebrity photos this weekend as well, like the ones you got with your family, the ones with Jay and Stefania. Like all the celebrities looked like they were just great people to take photos with.
They were. We had some great experiences, but it wasn't just celebrities. Krista, what was a highlight of Superhero Comic Con for you? Because I know you were busy working it, but what did you get a chance to escape and go do something that was a highlight for you?
Well, just like hanging out with the cosplay guests that we had there. Some were friends from before, and others were new friends. And when I would escape, I would go escape to go talk to them, and just relax a bit. That was the highlight. I had to go like sit back there because I did sprain my ankle literally the day before the first day of the con, and I was like, well, now I'm gonna have to work it for 4 days.
A walking calamity over here.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a liability to this team than anything. So
we don't have health insurance, Krista.
Well, I do. I don't know about y'all.
Workers' comp? Anything?
No, we got nothing on this podcast. It's totally illegal. Everyone's a contractor. Yeah, you get cut from the team. It's like dropped off on the side of the road. It's like we never knew her. I don't know what she's talking about.
But yeah, that would be my highlight. Regardless of the pain that I was in, I was popping, pain pills like they were candy.
Yeah, but, just Tylenol for days.
Regardless of that, I had a blast with our cosplay guests. They were just so fantastic, so talented, just amazing. And that would honestly be my highlight.
Yeah, they were sweethearts. They were 100% like they were awesome for fans. Yeah, bro, you had a chance to kind of hang with them. You were a bit of security there. What was your experience, or what did you observe of the guest with the fans that were coming up and talking to them? Frank too?
All of them, bunch of divas. No, Frank was the only one that was decent.
Frank was the only one.
Like they came up to Frank and they're like, "Can we get a photo?" He's like, "I would, but I don't want to steal the shine." So it was very nice of him. So humble of him,
So humble. No, but just to fill in everybody, our guests were Illuminati Kitten, ATX Store, UN Cosplay, Live, like Jay, and Stefania Sassano were our guests at Superhero Comic Con.
Frank Rodriguez.
What did you see? Yes, and Frank Rodriguez. What did you see of them, bro, while you were kind of hanging there as far as their interaction with everyone?
They were all great. I mean, they all interacted with everybody who came up. You could tell they were nervous to ask for a photo. So they would be like, "Do you want a photo?" Or I would just be like, "Hey, do you want a photo? It's free." And they were very, very accommodating to like any requests from people, like if they wanted to do a certain photo, certain pose, especially with kids. Jay was amazing with the kids.
Yes.
Stefania was great with, we'll say, very interesting people that came by.
They're at every con, bro. Yeah. They're at every con, and you just got to kind of be as nice as you can.
No, but she handled them very well. She wasn't rude in any way. She stayed talking to them. Surprisingly, she talked more to people for a longer period of time than Jay did.
And which is saying something, because Jay's super extroverted. He's a very talkative person. Yes. I think Stefania was so excited to be there and just was ready to talk to everybody. I think she did a great job.
And they were all very open to anything you gave them, like any ideas, like, "Hey, do this photo," or "Hey, we're going to go do this." Yeah. They were very open to doing anything just because I
saw them in some TikToks of attendees, like people who were attendees.
Right.
They were just doing TikToks.
For You page and stuff. It was making
Which is
me happy.
Awesome. It's awesome that they were willing to just be like, "Yeah, what's your idea? I'll do it." And they jump in other people's TikToks. So that was very, very cool of them. It's definitely something we hope to continue with future guests, getting individuals who are that personable, who are that kind and that engaging with the fans. But Gigi, what was your, I don't want to say downside, but what was the toughest part of balancing experiencing the con with working the con?
Having her dad
trying
there.
To balance that. I don't think I balanced it. I was working the con. I would occasionally get away to, like, I think I ate once a day.
Did you get to buy some things from vendors? Did you get to see what some of the stuff was there?
So I actually did get to make some friends with some of the vendors that were around us. So one of our neighbors was Alex, who was super sweet. He sold like retro games and cards and like magic decks and everything like that. So I bought a few magic cards from him. much to his dismay because he hates magic.
And he's like, I just sell it to sell it.
Yes. And then I bought a bunch of freeze-dried candy from a vendor. They were super cool. They were also from Louisiana and like not too far from where I grew up.
Yes.
And so that was really cool to be able to like make friends with them and then be able to support them. And I ate so much of their candy when I was sick because I just needed like food and that was all I had by me. So I did buy that. I think that was really all I got to do. And that shopping I did like in the last hour we were there at the convention, just because it was like, you know, we were just work the entire time. Like you said, we had 50 feet of space and we were out there. I mean, I was trying to, you know, schedule meetups and then keep our social media active and then, you know, be talking with people from the Superhero Con staff, making sure that they were pushing our things. And so that was really fun. But I think it is hard whenever you are working a convention that you don't get to really experience the convention too much because you're so busy working.
That was the opinion of the vendors there, because I was asking vendors, have you had a chance to walk around? And you really don't until like Sunday or very late when it's really slow. You don't get much of a chance to work it. So Trey, Gigi mentioned that social media pushing out our meetups and stuff. What was could you talk a little bit about the experience of our Marvel meetup and what it was like? Because you were behind the camera a lot shooting pictures of cosplayers. Like, what were some of the cosplay highlights, and what was your take on the meetup that we had, that huge Marvel meetup that had a lot of people they were loving it. Like, we took different Avenger photos, Guardians photos, like we got X-Men photos. Like, the Marvel meetup was a lot of fun and people really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was.
I don't know what else to say. You pretty much said it all. I mean, it was amazing. Like, all these cosplayers just came out of the blue because like we maybe posted that like the night before that we were doing the meetup, and because we had just been given that space, so it wasn't just like from lack of planning or anything like that. It was just like, hey, we have the space, let's do a meetup, and they came in clutch. They all came out from everywhere, and like and by the end of it, it was just like, oh, let's take a photo together because we're from this movie, or let's take a photo because we're from this movie. And one of the highlights from that for me is like I got this photo with this girl that was dressed as Hawkeye, and I remember overhearing her mom talk. She was just like, sweet. Just thank y'all so much for doing this, because like we got some photos of like actually in her cosplay, and like she had a blast. So it's just moments
she
like
felt
that.
so included with the group. Like she was an awesome Hawkeye, and the photos you got with her were so cool as Kingpin.
That's what all
jumped in because I got excited.
Oh no, exactly. That's literally what it was like. Everyone just was so excited to see other cosplayers from their fandoms. And to me, that's what meetups are all about. It's like you're getting to meet fellow fans. You get to geek out over each other's characters. You get to geek out over each other's cosplays and get some photos together and make some new friends. And in that aspect, it was a huge success. And then besides that, like when you and I were both taking photos, even Gigi, like we all stepped in at one point and we were all taking photos of these cosplayers. Like just the families that came through as well, getting these pictures of the families on their cosplays. One I want to shout out was little Austin and his Jedi Luke Skywalker Tatooine speeder that his dad made for him. Like, he was absolutely adorable. He stole the show.
Yes, 100%. Everyone stopped to get his photo when he was rolling on through.
And he was such a happy baby, and he was just so happy to take photos with all of us. And it's just like, it was those little moments there. And then we had the two kids that were dressed up like Five Nights at Freddy's, and Midnight Freddy was just like, I want a picture with you. And she's like, yes, absolutely, let's go. And it's just having
your Robotnik was a hit with the kids. Like, they loved Robotnik. I heard Eggman like 8 times from people just randomly yelling it across the way.
What I thought was so cool about that space was this was kind of like superhero testing the waters to see if there's like a cosplay alley with like a designated spot for meetups to see if it would be successful. And I think it was successful. And I don't think I think the only way to continue to improve is to really plan that space ahead of time, because it was kind of gifted to us at like 3:00 on Friday.
And then we threw the whole backdrop, the red carpet, everything was kind of thrown together. It was an awesome team effort.
It was really cool to see all of that come together, and then to see everybody kind of be different cogs in the machine to make that work. And I'm excited. I hope that we prove to Superhero having
that concept works.
Yes, because
and that's a good idea to have for sure.
Definitely.
Because how many times did we hear families say, "Oh, we never get photos of ourselves in cosplays," and it's like just to have that space where they can go, and then not to gripe on any other booths that do this. You know, there's tons of vendors out there that will sell photos, but to have the space where it's like, "Hey, this is free. Come have fun. Come get a photo."
It's a dope spot, and we got so many awesome photos with cosplayers. But speaking of the groups that were meeting up, and like we had a spider group get together, Krista, you want to explain what happened in the photo where it was all the spider people and everybody's got their really cool spider poses, and you just went for something different?
Well, what? So I feel like everybody let me down there, kind of just let me out to dry by myself, because I heard somebody yelled, "Spidey's on the wall." And so
that was me.
Okay, thank you. I was just following orders.
I meant like on the backdrop, like in the backdrop area, because they were to the side of the camera.
I'm good at following orders.
I see that. You were very literal.
So you said Spidey's on the wall. I literally was like, okay, we're gonna do like this funny photo where like all the spiders are just like on the wall, just like attached to it. And then I didn't see any, like, because I was in the back, and so I was just like looking at the camera, whatever. I see the photo, and I swear, fake friends, all of them, fake, because they're all in these cute little like, look at Spider-Man poses.
Everybody's shooting their webs. Everyone's shooting their webs.
This is what I don't understand. You said you were in the back, so you had clear view of everybody.
I had
and you did not. You had no spatial awareness to see.
Camera. I was like, this is going fast. I need to just be looking at the camera because I'm notorious for blinking or ruining photos, and apparently that continues. But
again, I still don't know why you're in the back. You're the littlest person. You got to go in the front.
She was on the wall, bro.
I was on the wall.
You know how easy it is to spot her when she climbs the wall and sticks to it.
She also couldn't do any of the typical spider poses because she had a bum ankle at the time. So
that's an excuse. Beauty is pain.
There's that.
Beauty is pain.
She would have gotten the spider pose and just tipped right over on the ankle. Just
really just and like maybe break it. So
yeah, we didn't need that. So it's great that you stuck to the wall, and we got a hilarious photo out of it. A hilarious moment.
I will never forget when I saw that photo. I was like, oh look. Wait.
What the hell, guys?
What the fuck are y'all doing?
Why did nobody else get on the wall? Because
we did get on the wall, and then we got off of the wall.
That's the thing. That's what I was just gonna say. Like Jay and I were there on the wall,
I was
before
on
the
wall
photo.
too.
You
Jay caught. Yeah, everybody kind of got hip to it. Nobody told Krista.
Nobody told me that we were getting off the wall.
She'll figure it out.
She got it. She got it. All right, everybody, web shooters. Yeah.
Her Spidey sense was not tingling that day.
Look, I have the worst Spidey sense.
It was flat.
I'm the worst Spidey.
I think it's clear to see you're Peter B. Parker for sure.
Yeah. Peter B.
I was in the pink robe, so I was like Spider-Verse 2 Peter B. Parker. I didn't have the baby, but
yeah. It was a fun experience with cosplayers, got hilarious photos, but there was also free celebrities, not just paid celebrities. Bro, you got the opportunity to take advantage of that. What was that experience like? You did go get your free photo out.
It was cool. Me and Stefania went and got a photo with Laura.
Supergirl in Smallville.
Stefania loved because she was in her Supergirl.
She was.
Cosplay.
It was so cute.
And we were in line, and luckily it wasn't a big line. It was pretty quick moving as well. She did take a quick break when we got in line. She'd been going nonstop, so they're like, "Hey, give her like 30 minutes. We'll start up again."
Oh,
and
nice.
She was pretty on point. Like she was legit like 30 minutes and then came right back. Unlike some celebrities that they're like 30 minutes and then.
Are you throwing shade at a certain Loki actor?
Yes. Oh, I just need a break, guys. I'm on stage for 2 hours. And then come back for a photo op, really, bro.
That was pretty gnarly. We had a photo op with Tom Hiddleston, and everybody's in line, and he's like, "I'm gonna take a quick break," and he leaves to go to Charlie Cox's panel, and gets on stage and stays the whole panel. We're all dying on our feet, and then he comes back to continue doing the photo ops.
Oh my God.
It was a bad look. It was everybody was mad because you could see him on the jumbotron. They had the panels on the jumbotron, so everybody's looking. They're waiting. He'll be right back. They look up and they're like, I heard someone in line like, what the fuck? Oh, man. So everybody looks up and we see him on the panel stage and we're like, bruh.
Total Loki.
Definitely. But anyways, luckily these celebrities were not that way. They came back pretty quick. Stefania was super excited. I got to record her interaction while she was getting her photo, which was pretty cool for her because she was like, "Oh, this." She was really impressed by the suit. She's like, "You sweat a lot in there?" She's like, "No, that's why it's breathable." So she was very, very. It was very cool. She was very nice because even myself, because we're in Texas, you get a little warm sweat. I let her know beforehand, like, "Hey, I'm a little sweaty." She was like, "That's okay. So am I. Let's get in here." She totally embraced it. Super, super, super awesome. So it was very cool because I mean, they know that these fans, you know, they may not be able to afford other celebrities, so it's a big moment for them to meet celebrities that they, especially with a show like Smallville that had such a huge following and such a huge run. Yeah. So, like I said, to me it was great. Peter Weller, I heard, was super amazing as well. RoboCop, I heard he was very cool, very sweet. Dude. So, yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, we did have some celebrities get ill. Obviously, addressing the elephant in the room. Tom Welling got sick on Friday. He was there, did a panel, did photo ops, did autographs. Then he got a cold and wasn't able to be there the rest of. He actually had to cancel his con appearance over the weekend. He had another con he was going to go to. That got canceled because he got ill. Yeah, and also, we had a case of COVID on the headliner before. So Jake Gyllenhaal was announced to have COVID, so was not able to attend. That did cause a big issue with fans. They're processing those refunds automatically. People didn't have to do nothing. They were going to get their money back. It's just how long your financial institution takes. So it did have a lot of issues going into the weekend. We had that cancellation, and then Tom Welling got ill. And then the weather was super swampy and wet leading up to it.
Awful.
And then humid and hot after. Like, it was just this drastic swing of wet weather to sticky, humid weather. So it had a tough battle, but I still had a great time at this show. I will forever be grateful to Bob for the opportunity to be even a small part of this show.
Yeah,
100%. I think SpaceCon is going to be even bigger. The number of guests there are ridiculous. Why this man is entertaining, bringing even more guests is just insane to me. Like, where are you going to put them all? But no, he's still churning at it. He still wants to give fans the best show possible, and things happen at this show that are out of his control. And he was in my opinion, unrightfully blamed for him. I won't speak too much on it because Bob is a friend of mine. Like, the owner of this convention is a genuine friend of mine. So it is very hard for me to stay professional and not go in the comments and be like, look, motherfucker. Like, because you see people bashing your friend. Where I come from, like, your first instinct is to get in there and start, like, going at it with whoever's talking shit. Like, but I have to remember this is a professional setting. He is the owner. Like, they have a whole face, and the people don't know the whole story. So they're just going off in their frustration, and their frustration has some legitimacy. But I just didn't like the ugliness and how the vitriol that came with the reaction.
Well, it was just like, way to go. Like, why would you make this situation where Jake Gyllenhaal gets sick and turn it and make it about you?
Yeah.
Like, I was going to say, as a person who bought Jake Gyllenhaal as a photo op, I have an ability to speak on this because I was a consumer.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm not friends with Bob. I know of Bob, but I'm not, like, super deep friends with Bob. The fact that people are insanely entitled nowadays is ridiculous. The fact that they say, hey, because this person we have no control, lives in an entirely, completely different state than where this is being held, get sick, to demand free stuff on top of your refund,
right,
is quite frankly ridiculous.
It's embarrassing.
Because number one, you choose to go to this con, and they tell you that when you're purchasing the ticket, it's non-refundable. You're choosing to come. Nobody's forcing you. Number two, if you're planning a con visit around one celebrity, then you shouldn't be at cons.
Yeah,
because they're going to cancel, they're going to miss. Yep. And three, no other con would even entertain giving you anything else. They're going to say, hey, sorry, here's your refund. Better luck next time. Or they're going to be like, well, we can switch you out for another photo op or give you a free ticket for next year, but we're not going to give you your money back.
Yeah.
So
we've had both of those incidents happen that cons just don't care. Or you didn't make your time and they cut you off.
Dallas, when COVID first hit, they didn't give anybody a refund with COVID. They just said, hey, we'll vouch you for next year. And that's what they did. I got a ticket for the following year. And then like I said, like to me, it's crazy to think that these people are demanding more on top of it. Like, oh well, we should get a VIP pass. No, you're not special.
Yeah, they
You bought
didn't
a
just
ticket like me. You bought a ticket to get in. You bought a ticket to see him.
yeah.
You're not special, bro. I'm sorry, you're not.
Yeah, no, I agree. They went above and beyond and demanded a little much. The refund was processed immediately. You didn't even have to do
I already
nothing.
got mine.
Normally you have to like contact them, get it. It was for
like,
this. You have to do some back and forth. Yes.
Put in like a code.
Yes. This was automatic. This was
I
right
think I
back
got
to
an email
you.
that weekend too about the refund. Like it's already in the process.
Yeah.
So they process it really fast.
Yeah. So it was hard for me to just sit there and be professional when people are bashing my friend for something that wasn't even in his control. Wasn't his fault, but everybody was hands out demanding that he fix it. Yeah, there was, and people, I know there were people in the comment section that were talking shit, never had a con ticket. They were never going to fucking go. They just love to see the downfall of an individual.
I
did
like
a
lot of people were pointing this stuff out to these people. Like, hey, nobody's forcing you to buy a ticket. Nobody's forcing you to go.
I definitely
like,
called somebody
Gigi
out.
was in there.
I was in the comments and I was seeing like every person that was complaining about something, 2 or 3 people were telling them, no, you don't deserve this. It's business.
Yeah.
They can't control it. Like
and people know that Bob puts on the best show he can. The best show he can.
Yeah.
So there were people defending him. You're right, bro. I saw people like, "Oh, this show is amazing. I don't know what you're talking about."
There's people that are like, "We're still excited to go. We can't wait to go."
I love the people that were like, "Orlando Bloom's still going." I don't care.
Yeah, because you still had a better lineup than any other con in Texas. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
Because Dallas, the past few years, to me, has been going down in celebrities. Granted, it's harder.
I won't agree with that. I won't agree with that because Maria Zhang was in Dallas.
But I'm saying though, like,
and if there's one thing you need to save the entire con, it's Maria Zhang.
The top tier talent that they used to be able to get is. But I get it because of the writer strike. It pushed a lot of things back.
Yeah, every con,
celebrities right
every
now.
con is having difficulty getting celebrities.
Yeah.
Even New York City Comic Con.
Yes,
they had their big announcement and they had Josh Brolin
and
Josh Brolin. They had other celebrities. Yeah, but Josh Brolin. It was like, hey, New York with Josh Brolin. It was like an episode of Saturday Night Live. Normally, it's like 4 or 5 celebrities, headliners announced, but it's so hard right now because productions are so behind. So the fact that he was even able to get somebody like Orlando Bloom.
Stephen Amell had to leave because
yes. That was another one. Thank you, Trey, for bringing that up. Stephen Amell had a production come up and had to go do that instead of this. And Orlando Bloom never does cons. He doesn't come to the U.S.
This was his first U.S. con.
And we got him in the U.S. So the fact that they're saying this show is losing steam or isn't the best show, one of the best shows in the country.
People that ain't going to the show.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, and you don't have enough experience going to other cons. Take it from somebody who's been to almost all the major conventions in the country, save a couple like MegaCon, Dragon Con, and San Diego, which are getting checked off the list currently. The experience at Superhero Comic Con is rare, and it's amazing, and it's special, and I hope people appreciate it more. And there were plenty in the comments that were appreciating it, but I just want to get everybody's final thoughts on the show. So we'll go Gigi, and then we'll work our way around. Gigi, what were your final thoughts on the show? Overall final takeaway from Superhero Comic Con?
Overall takeaway, I loved that we tried a 4-day con. I think the con does better as a 3-day con.
I agree.
I don't dislike having 4 days, but I think by day 4 everybody was just exhausted.
Yeah.
I think overall keeping it as a 3-day con.
It's very hard to stay entertaining for 4 days.
Yes.
Because once you walk the floor, you've walked the floor. Unless you have different celebrities scheduled on different days, it is very hard to justify the 4 days. I agree.
Yes. But I mean, it was still, I still was entertained the entire time. I will say, I wish I could have done more panels. I wish I could have done a panel. I'm acting like I went to a panel. I wish I could have done any panel because there were some that I would have loved to have watched, but we were just working it. So my takeaway isn't necessarily about the con. I know, right? It's not necessarily about the con because we were working it.
We had responsibilities. We had a cosplay contest to put on that were great. We still had about 50 contestants in the cosplay contest. That was an amazing experience. So we're not going to cry over our awesome experience. We missed out on a lot of experiencing the cons.
Amazing memories that were made.
Totally amazing after parties with the guests and friends and people who came out. Thank you all so much for doing that. There was just a lot of fun had. Krista, what were your final takeaways from Superhero Comic Con?
I'm going to have to just reiterate what Gigi said, like 4-day cons, maybe not the greatest. I was so tired. My ankle was throbbing, but you know what? I persevered. I persevered, and I had the best, what?
Is this conning over 30? Is that what this is? Are we just conning over 30?
I'm not even over 30, and that sucks.
She's not even at 30.
You're just a handicap.
I'm just a handicap.
Yeah, you're just physically injured. You're physically injured.
But I persevered, and I had
Every
a
team
blast
has one.
with the team. I had a blast with the cosplay guests. Like, it was great to experience a con on the working side. Yes, it was exhausting, but I would do it all over again with y'all.
100%. You did great.
And all this, it was just great.
You did an awesome job, bro. 4 days. It's exhausting. What were your final thoughts on Superhero Comic Con?
4 days wasn't bad to me as far as the event. I think it can work. Also, introducing gaming, I think, is where he's missing out on as well. Having gaming tournament on the main stage, have that throughout the day. That can fill a whole day.
Oh, that actually
brings in people.
That's not a bad idea. A gaming tournament on stage would be pretty dope.
So I think there's a way to fill the 4 days and keep it fresh because we've been to enough bigger cons already where we've seen this is how they fill it. And the guesting, if he's doing the 10 free celebs, you're giving people 2 days to meet on either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, Sunday. You're switching off the guests.
A set of 10 on the first 2 days and then a set of 10 on the second.
Or even do like he did, like
5 and 5.
5 and 5, 7 and 5, whatever he can get, of course. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And then just double up the panels because, like Gigi said, hey, I may have missed Friday's panel at 3 with Katie, but guess what? I got Sunday again. She's doing another one at 4. Now you're getting different sets of questions from different people who didn't attend that Friday one, but it's now attending Sunday. So like I said, all this can work. I've seen it work firsthand at other bigger cons. So
I've seen that work at smaller cons too. So
true. It's all about how you organize it and how you what your vision is for it. I think right now Bob has a great vision. It was a great con overall. I didn't have it as bad as you guys because I sat at a booth most of the time and I just ate and scared people off. But
it's what you do best. It's what you do best.
It was fun for me. I got to hang out with a lot of cool people. I think just Bob needs to expand a little bit if he's going to continue the 4 days. Just expand into different avenues.
Gaming is a great idea. I think adding more diversity to the show to fill the 4 days would make it feel like a lot less of a fight. But Trey, what are your final thoughts? You get to give your piece on what do you think about the show? What do you think can improve? What do you personally want to see going forward? Are you excited for SpaceCon? What are your final thoughts on Superhero?
Final thoughts on Superhero, kind of just to retouch on what we just spoke about. Every year, Bobo improves on the layout and the show. Like it literally gets better every single year. Like I loved the layout for this year's con, like where the car show was last year. I kind of missed the car show, but like he did that after 2 years. It's like we've seen these cars before. And then now that he had also the free celebrities, he needed a space for them. And having that with the free arcade is incredible. I so many of our friends that came through that weren't in cosplay, like we got to see Houston Fisk. He was like, I was in the arcade for a while and like I loved those games.
Dude,
I played a game I haven't played in years. And it's like there were some moments like, man, I want to go play that game, but I'm working. But like that to me that was a huge hit. And like we were saying earlier, the layout of all the food vendors everywhere, like it was just a hit. Absolutely, like the way he laid everything out this year. It always gets better, and it's just incredible to me to think that that's just his first show this year, and that we're getting SpaceCon in October, and it's only going to get better.
Even larger.
It's even going to be larger. It's like all the sci-fi fans are going to come out of the woods, and it's just going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like 30 plus guests they already have for SpaceCon. They are almost sold out of a lot of them. So if you're interested in SpaceCon, you need to get your tickets
It's not just Star Wars fans, like Star Trek. Like Bobo is one of the biggest Trekkies I know, and like
there's Trek, like, and
Stargate.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Stargate.
Stargate. We have all kinds of space and sci-fi type characters and celebrities coming to this. So if you're a fan of anything in space, definitely get your tickets. If you're a sci-fi fan, this is definitely the con you want to go to. Ewan,
Michael
and
Pena,
Hayden are going to be, yes, exactly. You're going to have so many. Yes, you're going to have Ahsoka. You're going to have everyone there for group photo ops too. That's the cool thing. You're getting castmates back together, and you get to do group photos and team up photos. So you have the opportunity to get a lot of your favorite sci-fi stars in one convention. But yeah, that's our take on Superhero Comic Con. If you've made it to the end of this, thank you so much for watching. We had an amazing time. We can't wait to do it again next year. We hope that we can help and contribute in any way. Thank you to everybody who participated in the cosplay contest. Thank you for everybody who came by the booth and showed love and allowed us to get your photos. Thank you to everyone who came for the cosplay meetups. We really do it for the community, for all the cosplay community, and just the con goers, the con culture. For lack of a better term.
I see what you did there.
That's what we do it for, guys. We all love this nerddom, this fandom. We love this culture. So getting to celebrate it and spread that positivity, it'll never get old. Thank you all so much for watching. We will catch all you guys next time.